Welcome again to Hager from Hager's Hangout. I'm going to talk to you about what I did today. Okay, so I'm going to be showing photos throughout the video so you can understand better, but here we go. The vehicle that I have that I'm working on had a battery that went dead. So I took it to Batteries Plus, and Batteries Plus wanted me to buy a new battery. Okay, fine. Batteries go, it's a hot climate, makes sense. Okay, so no qualms there. Okay, then this battery died. So I went on ahead and took it to Batteries Plus again, and they said, yep, since it is below a certain level, below 8 amps I believe, we won't refund it, we won't support it, you gotta go ahead and buy a brand new one. I was frustrated since this battery, with a military discount, was over $300. I'm not happy with that. So I went ahead and asked them, if it's not the battery, what do you think it was? And they said, it might be the alternator. Okay, fine. At least that helped. So I went ahead and bought a new battery so I can go ahead and get home. So then went ahead, went to Batteries Plus to have them test the alternator. They said it is confirmed that the alternator was bad, but I went to a different Batteries Plus. But what I did do is I got a special battery recovery tool that completely drains it and then slowly trickle charges it up to repair any damage. And this original battery is perfectly good now. So I returned the battery that the additional battery that they sold me for no reason, since if they told me to trickle charge it, I would have trickle charged it. Whatever. Say lovey. So I'm like, alright, if it's going to be the alternator, there's a lot of stuff in the way. So I went ahead and bought a book. I know. Can people in the Army read? I know the jokes, insert jokes here. But I went ahead and bought a book to go ahead and see if it is worth fixing by myself. Because I know if I have a shop fix it, they would charge me about $500. And I'm like, no. So I flipped to the page with the alternator, and I went ahead and bought a refurbished alternator, because a refurbished alternator is, for this vehicle, for an upgraded one, was $150. A brand new one was $250. So I saved myself $100 right off the bat. Let me tell you how to install an alternator. Step 1, for at least this Lexus Rx330, 1999 through 2019. First, you always disconnect the negative. Safety first, guys and gals. Then you go ahead and remove these two brackets. Well, those two bolts to remove that bracket. Then you have one bolt that you loosen. Can I get in here? We'll go ahead and loosen that one. That's the tensioning bolt for the belt. And then you have a second bolt right there. It is also pictured in this book. So that is the main bolt that holds it in. This bolt is a pivot, so you can slide it up and down. And this bolt is where you can tighten the actual belt that you can see right there. Okay, that sounds really easy, Hager. What is that, a 15-minute? No. This bolt right here took me over 2 hours to remove. It is in the most annoying spot, and what finally worked excuse me, is a crow's foot with a ratchet. That is how I finally removed that one. This one bolt cost me more blood, sweat, and tears than the entire removal and install put together. Then what I personally did was, once all those were completely removed, now remember when I said I loosen that one first, that's so you have a little bit of play for the belt to be disconnected, and then you can remove it afterward. Okay? But then you have to remove this hose. Therefore, you can go ahead and remove the alternator through this gap. It doesn't look like it fits, and it barely fits. Oh, I almost forgot. You have that power line, and you have the digital connector that you have to remove before you remove the other bolts. Another image of that is right there. These two were easy to remove. Okay? After you do all that, you do everything in reverse to get it back in. Okay? But I tell you not, it took me 4 hours, and blood, sweat, and tears, and it was doable. So 4 hours for me, $150 for the alternator, $20 to for rental of equipment, so I can go ahead and use the tools and shop space, not including the price of the book, which the book is not needed, especially if you watch this video. But before you send something to a shop, go ahead, see if you can go ahead and fix it yourself, since $500 versus less than $200. $500 for some is well worth it because you don't have to get your hands dirty. But for me, I went this route. Thank you for watching Hager's Hangout, and have a nice day. Bye.